Massive Bitcoin dip. What is the next level of support for Bitcoin in this huge crash, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful world, whenever you're watching this video, welcome to the Bitcoin family channel. For the newcomers, my name is Didi. In today's video, 3 news items. I have 5 amazing, very important charts for you to see today, and of course an inspirational quote in the end. Sorry I wasn't there last week for many days, but I had a lot of visitors, so yes, I took a short break as well. Still made like 4 videos, so that's enough I think, but today's video will be the first of this amazing week for Bitcoin on a beautiful Monday. Let's quickly jump into the news first, guys. Bam! Last week, guys, it was the official week that President Nixon in 1971 abandoned the gold standard. From that moment that there was no gold standard, money was not backed by gold anymore, we started to create debt. That was the end of sound money. There was no sound money anymore. The only sound money that we have at the moment is Bitcoin, and that is why all those governments are now leaning towards the Bitcoin standard, because in 71 we left that gold standard, that standard that kept us on track when it comes to value to money. Not there anymore. So for 54 years in total, we didn't have real money anymore. Money backed by nothing. Money printed out of thin air. Money that has zero value and it's killing your purchasing power. That is all happening because in 71, we left that gold standard by Nixon, guys. And now we see the new development of a new standard, the Bitcoin standard. Yes, it will all start as money because I'm using Bitcoin as money. And yes, it is also developing to a store of value or a reserve strategy for countries. And when all those countries have gathered as much as possible Bitcoins, it will also maybe turn into the asset that will back the normal money again. Maybe Bitcoin will become the gold of the 21st century. And maybe all fiat currencies will be backed by that decentralized gold of the 21st century Bitcoin. We don't know. But that is something I have been shouting already for a couple of years. The next war will be about Bitcoin, because I believe Bitcoin will become the most important asset of all assets that we have ever known. So, first news item. Let's jump into the second one. Bolivia's main presidential candidate just came out and said, Bitcoin is a real store of value, and we as Bolivia, if I become president, we should follow El Salvador's strategy. We should start to adopt to the Bitcoin standard as well. So that's the next presidential candidate that also understands the real value of Bitcoin. So also Bolivia, which is a huge country, if this president will be elected, will start to copy the El Salvador strategy, which means Bitcoin will become their reserve capital. Amazing news again for the adoption when it comes to countries. But please understand me, I am still a peaceful Bitcoin anarchist. I still believe that you should be adopting to Bitcoin. You should be buying all those Bitcoins as your pension fund, as your reserve strategy. If you don't buy them, all those centralized entities, governments, they will buy them because they do understand what the gold of the 21st century will be. Now, let's jump into the third news item. This is my favorite news item because everyone is always saying, I can't afford to buy one Bitcoin. I can't. All those naysayers. This Brazilian guy has been collecting cans for 2 years and turning all that cans in for recycling. And with that, he earned 1 whole Bitcoin in total in 2 years' time, guys. In 2 years' time. In those 2 years, all of you were saying, it's impossible, it can't be done anymore. 1 Bitcoin is already 100K. This guy was working his ass off, collecting cans to be able to buy 1 Bitcoin. The guy has now 1 Bitcoin. He earned that 1 Bitcoin in 2 years by working his ass off, which means his salary per year was $50,000 at the moment. And in Brazil, an average salary, I think yearly, is around 6,000 to 7,000 euros. This guy made a salary for almost 20 to 25 years in 2 years' time. Why? Because he offered up his precious time to create fiat shitcoins out of collecting cans and turn those fiat shitcoins into Bitcoin all the time. He raised 1 Bitcoin by working. Everyone is able to do that. You should not sell your time to the wrong people that just pay you a couple of dollars per hour. That is the wrong thing that most people are doing. Selling their precious time to their boss, one-to-one. I work 1 hour, I receive 15 euros, or 20 euros, or 25 euros. I work 2 hours, I receive 50 euros, one-to-one. There is no time to collect other money to be able to buy Bitcoin because of the inflation and your purchasing power always decreasing. So you're working one-to-one, making 4,000 euros a month. The cost of living are almost 3,000 euros a month. You have 1,000 euros left to do some extra stuff, maybe a holiday, maybe some drinks, maybe whatever, buy a t-shirt in our store, whatever it is, and then there is nothing left to invest. This guy said, fuck that, I'm going to collect cans for 2 years, I'm going to make sure I have 1 Bitcoin. Now, and by now we already have like 120K, or 115K we're dipping, and maybe in 4 years time that will be $1 million. Who knows? I just don't want to hear anymore, I can't get 1 Bitcoin. Look what that guy did. That was all the news. Let's jump now into the charts. Before I go into the charts, guys, a huge reminder to all the Bam Bam VIPs. You can still join the bonus VIP weekend this year. We have a bonus weekend in September, 12 to 15 September. All the gold VIPs can get access. So if you are a gold VIP and watching this video, please be beware, you need to sign up before the 21st of August. So you only have a couple of days left to sign up for the Gold VIP weekend that's gonna happen here in Mallorca, Spain. It's gonna be epic 3 days of education, fun, entertainment, etc., just like you're used from us. It is a bonus VIP weekend, so it's not an official one. The official one was this year already in January, so next year we're gonna do an official VIP event again, but this is a bonus VIP event of 3 days in Mallorca, a lot of Bitcoin education, a lot of fun. If you want to be there, you need to be a VIP Gold. So go to the website didibambam.me to become one, and you need to sign up before the 21st of August to be able to join the VIP Gold weekend. Now let's really jump into the charts. The first chart today, guys, a 4-hour chart. Yes, I know you are in shock. We're falling to 115,000. If you look a little bit back, the low over here was 111,000. That red area, if you zoom out, is the massive support area. If we break this support area, I'm going to draw which one I think we will hold at the moment. That would be over there. Let me see, this area. If we break that one, that is the last area of support before we fall back to that next level of support that is down here at this level, guys. So this is a very important level that we have been in for a very long time. I don't know if you remember it, but over here, look, this whole area there, we have been into between these two lines. So it is important we keep support on this line now. If we don't, believe me, we will fall back. We will try to break it again, and we can fall even deeper back to that 111K level, which would still, for me, not be bad. It would still be bull market territory, but on the short term, this period of higher lows, higher highs has been broken, retested, and we're falling down. Now we need to find support, something like this over here again, for the month August, September. But I will show you later why I think that this is a very normal move for this period in the bull market, guys. Now, if you zoom out a little bit to the weekly, we can see the line that I drew there for a couple of weeks ago. I also shared it with the VIP last week. I told the VIPs this line is a very important line because we don't seem to be able to break that one. Look how many candles are running into the line. This is a massive area of resistance. 1 candle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weekly candles, we fought that line. So already for 1.5 months, we are trying to break the 119K level, around 119K, with a weekly candle. and we don't seem to succeed. Now this candle we just opened, it still has 6 days, we're even not touching that line anymore, we're falling back to that blue line. Now that blue line, in my opinion, is a very important line. Now I'm going to show you why. I'm going to delete some of these green curly lines everywhere because they don't matter anymore now at the moment, just to show you why I think that blue line is a very important line. Because that blue line normally is the first area of support. You can see it, and if we hold that during bullish moves. The moment we break this blue line, we fall back down deeper to that green line. That green line, I'm going to delete this as well, is over there. That green line we fall back to. So for now, we should hold that blue line. If we don't hold that blue line, that green line is at 94,000 US dollar at the moment. Just to make that clear. Then if we extend this line to show you, that very important double line on the weekly I drew months ago. I thought that's a resistance. The moment we break that, we will retest it and then we will pump. That's what we did. That is then the next layer of support. That's at 85K. I am not saying we're going to fall to 85K. I'm saying that these lines that I draw are there for a reason. This is a very important line. We need to break that to be able to go to the 150K level. We haven't been able to do that in the last 6 weeks. This blue line needs to be supported at 114,000 US dollar. If not, 104K is next. That is my opinion, guys. That's how you read the charts. For your hodl portfolio, buy the dip moment. For your trading portfolio, you should have been taking profit 2 weeks ago when I told you, hey, you never get poor of taking profits. Now, into some more interesting charts, guys. The first one is this one. On this one, we can see that August, on average, has always been a negative month. A negative month meaning minus 7.4% in August. If you calculate all these averages together, the thing that is different, I believe, is normally in the bull market, 2021, bull market, we were positive. 2017, massively positive. 2013, massively positive. So I would have expected an August that is massively positive. Now, I don't think the 115 dip is now calculated with at 2.1%, but it's not the end of the month yet. It's only the 18th of August. We can still go in the next 2 weeks and create a positive month. And sorry, I said it completely wrong. On average, it was a positive month, like 1.78%, but the median was minus 7.4%. That is how I should have said it. So on average, the positive was in this 1.78, but the median was minus 7.4. Now September is a different story. September historically has been a negative average of 3.7% negative. Also a negative median of minus 4%. So September I would expect a dip indeed. I don't normally expect that in August, but I told you already before the summer in May, June, this summer is going to be this boring period of sideways movements, up and down, up and down. That doesn't mean we can't go up and down, but it means like 10K up, 10K down, 10K up, 10K down. And that's what we are seeing. October, November, and December again, look, plus 21% on average, plus 46% on average, plus 5% on average. These are the 3 bullish months. These are the months that you're waiting for. These are completely bullish. So yes, sit August and September out, take your profits. If you still believe in another pump in October, then you get back into trading and the market again, and you multiply your Bitcoins by trading again, okay? The next chart is this one. This one is showing us something very interesting as well. I found this one on Twitter. I should be doing shout outs always, but mostly the names are on it. This is Gabriel0011 that created this chart. Morning. On this chart, guys, we can see that the copper to gold ratio is a known macro signal for big investors when it bottoms and it turns up. It often marks the start of a risk-on and parabolic crypto run. So the copper to gold ratio if you compare that to the crypto runs, has always been a start of the parabolic crypto run. So the top line, this is the crypto run, this is the Bitcoin run. This bottom line is the copper to gold ratio. Now, just check it. Whenever these bottom out of there, the red goes into green, this is the ratio. That's the start of the parabolic run in Bitcoin. Here they bottom out, copper to gold ratio, start of a parabolic run in Bitcoin. Now, what do you think that the copper to gold ratio is doing at the moment? It is bottoming out at that green line there. From here, we will go up again with a green circle. So the copper to gold ratio is bottoming out, then turning around, and that is mostly the start of a parabolic run in crypto. And yes, the parabolic run can take all the way till the end of 2025. Some people even think to the end of 2026, 27. For me, it's still a 4-year cycle ending now in 2025, end of 2026. That's what I expect. So yes, it can be a parabolic run, but not a big one like people say it will take 2 years or 3 years. It's not going to happen in my opinion. Not yet. I'm not there yet. On this chart, you can see how many days it took every time from that halving moment until the top of a cycle. And if we look back in history, the cycle 1 from the bottom to the top took 1,064 days. Here again, it took 1,064 days. At the moment, we are at 994 days, which means we are in the last 70 days of the bull market. If we would do the same as the last time, 1,064 days, 1,064 days, and this would again become from the bottom to the top, 1,064 days, that would then end up on the 20th of October. The 20th of October would be 1,064 days after the bottom. And it can be 1 or 2 days shorter or earlier, as we call the bottom over there, but we could have called the bottom maybe 2 candles more to the left. But still, that's a maximum of around 70 days, 2 months, before we can see the top. That is what I believe that will happen. October, like I've called the top all the time. Then we have this chart that also shows that the same, but maybe a little bit more clear for the people that like more colors. This is the Bitcoin cycle model. On this Bitcoin cycle model made by Bitcoin Intelligence, 21st Capital, we can see that orange line, that is where we are now. That green line, that was their prediction. And we have, of course, the cycle model mean, that is that blue line, which was in line with that Bitcoin prediction. And then we have, of course, the top performance and the bottom performance, that's the cloud. We are now here. This is those last 2 months, what we should be getting, a parabolic move. And look, the prediction said, yeah, we will go sideways, and then we will come up, and we will have some small corrections. But on average, we will normally, in the last 3 months of the cycle, pump. We will see a massive move upwards. That is what I still expect, all the way to 150,000 US dollar, which is around the bottom of this purple cloud. I'm not saying we're going to outperform. I'm not saying we're going to say we perform equally to the average. I'm saying we're going to perform a little bit less. 150 to 160,000 US dollar per Bitcoin is still my target. That's my target. It has been my target from the beginning of this bull cycle. You all know that. You have been watching my videos. This is still my target. Does it mean this small dip is changing my target? No. This small dip is just a correction after very bullish weeks. I think 7 bullish weeks. We need a correction, and from there we will take it up back again on track into the Bitcoin bull market top around October. That's 2 more months of bullishness, guys. So really, really interesting times ahead. Use my special link down below here to sign up to Bybit and claim your amazing bonus up to 30,000 US dollar. You will receive $30 for just signing up. Use my link down below and click it now. I hope you really enjoyed those charts, guys. Yes, short term, a lot of volatility, as we can see, dipping all the way to 115,000, guys. I don't know if you still remember that video that I made like 2.5, 3 weeks ago, where I said, hey, taking profit is never bad. At that moment, Bitcoin was 120K. I said to you guys, taking profit is never bad. Nobody ever got poor of taking profit. That's still my strategy when it comes to my trading portfolio. When you are a trader, you need to take profits because that's what you're doing. You're trying to sell on the top, you are buying back that bottom, or you're doing longs or shorts, whatever it is, you need to be able to take profit with your trading portfolio. My hollow portfolio and your hollow portfolio, you treat in a different way. You keep adding sets. This is a beautiful buy the dip moment for your hollow portfolio. Keep buying Bitcoin cheaply because you believe that Bitcoin will end up at 500K or $1 million in the next 10 years. So you buy Bitcoin at 114 or 15,000 US dollar, of course. Two different strategies. Your hollow portfolio, keep stacking sets, that's what you mean. Your trading portfolio, trying to multiply your Bitcoins by trading, that is the one that you need to sell and buy and sell and buy. Simple as that. Beautiful timing again for the Bitcoin market. Normally in September we see a crash. Maybe this time it's now the mid to the end of August. We saw that small crash, 122 to 115. If we can even call this a crash, like it's not like a too big dip. It just looks big because nowadays it's thousands of dollars. You know, when it was a 10% or 20% dip at 20K, that was just $4,000. Oh, yeah, $4,000. It was still a 20% dip from 20K to 16K. Now it dipped from 120,000 US dollar to 115,000 US dollar is like a, what is it, like 5% dip or 6% dip, and we are crying because it's almost $7,000. That's the difference. You need to calculate in percentages when it comes to your trading portfolio. But that's my opinion. If you want to learn more about that, go to didibambam.me. That with the charts. Let's jump into the last part, the inspirational quote. Bam. Coming back to that article about that Brazilian man that is collecting cans for 2 years to be able to buy 1 Bitcoin. This quote is about that. The impossible journey is only the journey you never begin. Nothing is impossible. It's only impossible if you don't begin. So the impossible journey is the journey that you never start. That's the only impossible one. The rest, each and every journey that you want to experience, that you want to see in life, is possible. You just need to begin. You just need to start. You just need to take that first step. And that first step can be huge, can be massive, because that first step could be ending your normal life. That's the difficult part. But then that new journey starts. And if that new journey doesn't lead to a successful end, you can always fall back to your previous life, the life that you wanted to abandon. You can always fall back because you have built up a community here, family, friends, colleagues. You have built up talent over there by doing your job, knowledge, by doing your education, whatever it is. You still have that back where you started. And you start here, your goal is over there, you start to climb up, and if you don't succeed, you fall back to that area that you may become happy again because you realize that was not the perfect journey. So there is never a failure if you do it that way. The only impossible journey is the journey that you never begin, guys. That is the inspirational quote for today. I hope you really enjoyed that one. I also hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. If you did enjoy the video, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. What do you think about the news, about the charts, about everything else I talked about? And yes, I'm going to try to get back into the normal rhythm of 3 to 4 videos each week again now, because the market starts to become interesting again and people maybe want to see what I have to say about these Bitcoin moves. Guys, thank you for watching. I wish you an amazing Monday, an amazing week, and see you tomorrow or Wednesday again. Bam.